Hello everybody, and welcome to Creative Gaming, the show where we inject a bit of RNG into our playthroughs, either for challenge purposes or just a new way to play the game. Okay, this month we return to Demon's Souls, so this is the 5th episode in the Demon's Souls series. For more details on the rules for this playthrough, I encourage you to watch the previous videos, and of course try this challenge yourself if you dare. Just to quickly recap where I am in the game, I finished the first mandatory level of Boletaria. I was then rolling a die to decide my levels. So I first rolled a 5, which took me to the Valley of Defilement. I got obliterated, so I used my cheat.
Very early.
I then got a 2, so I completed the first level of the Stonefang Mines. I then rolled a 4 for the Shrine of Storms, and finally I rolled a 3 for the Tower of Latria. It's time to see where I'm going next. So I roll a 3 again. I guess we're returning to the Tower of Latria for the second section. Oh, that's not great news. The level itself is fine, though this level has a pretty nasty boss at the end. This second section of Latria is different than the first section. If you remember, I was in a maze-like prison tower with torture devices and such. It was a pretty creepy level. Now we're on top of buildings. We are high up in the air, open sky but total darkness, and we cross these pathways that connect the structures. You can see fire torches and giant chains in the sky. It's a different vibe than the prison, but it still manages to be pretty creepy and unsettling. You also have these gargoyle statues, and sometimes a real gargoyle is perched there. When you get near the statues, hit the targeting button, that is R3. If one of the statues is a real gargoyle, you will target it. Oh, I'm not doing a lot of damage. These gargoyles aren't too difficult to fight, but like in many cases, they're made more difficult by their environment. You have pits on both sides of you. You can sometimes fight them on larger platforms, which is a bit safer. Sometimes they'll fly away and reposition themselves. This is another level that I like aesthetically. Contrary to the more claustrophobic prison, here you're in the sky, more open space, but the total darkness makes it creepy, and seeing the gargoyles in the distance appear as black silhouettes. Between that and their screams, it's another well-realized level that gets under the player's skin. There are also weird bug enemies and a swamp area. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the gigantic heart that's kept suspended by the giant chains. Ah, I hate these gargoyles with the crossbow. They have a tendency to run or fly away from you. Long range attacks work best, of course. Here's a message from a player probably just wanting to amuse himself. He says try slash attack, but it does nothing, and if you're too close to the edge you'll probably fall off. There are also spiral staircases around towers. This is the way to the boss of the level, but we can't get past this tentacle thing that blocks the path. We'll have to progress further into the level. I think there was a dropping point around here somewhere, and I could get an item, but I can't remember where that dropping point was. There's that giant heart. When you go through this level, you don't really know what your objective is, but your objective is to release that heart from its chains. It's a pretty big endeavor just to get its tentacle out of the way. I can use magic now, but of course it's not very strong. Oh, a flameburge, or flameberg? I seem to recall this being a pretty decent weapon. I need 14 dexterity though, which I don't quite have yet. That gargoyle seems confused. Oh, it's falling off the map. It's not dead yet. Did he avoid that invisible line of death? Oh, he's coming back up. But now he's stuck under the structure. Don't give up, little guy. You can make it. Oh, he got a hit on me, but I guess he deserves a shot after what he's been through. Oh shit, that scared the crap out of me, just dropping like that. Sometimes you have to fight a gargoyle on these spiraling staircases. I hate that because, again, you have trouble seeing what you're doing, and if you swing your weapon while it's flying above the pit, you could swing your way to your death. Elevator here. I think there are secrets on the other side. Oh crap! Oh phew. I thought I was dead right there. Huh? Where did the item go? It's gone? Oh, there it is. I guess that corpse was mobile. They're usually stationary. Again, seeing these guys perform some magical ritual usually isn't a good thing, so there are your objective. Kill them to release the chains. There is a key somewhere that can release Riddle, that trapped NPC who's in the prison tower. I forget how to get it though. I think it has to do with white tendency or something. Staircase over there. Okay, we seem to have a fork in the road. Those suspended cages actually take you to the swamp below, but there is a path here as well. Alright, I guess I'll go check the swamp first. If you've ever heard horror stories about a swamp in Demon's Souls, this isn't the swamp they're talking about. They're actually talking about the swamp in Valley of Defilement, which is in the second section of that level. The swamp here isn't nearly as large nor difficult, but it is creepy. They have these insect things made up of multiple faces. Oh, nice! A fragrant ring. This is a very useful ring, especially if you're playing as a mage character. Equipping this very slowly restores some of your magic points. It's handy inside the levels themselves, but it doesn't regenerate quickly enough to help you during a boss battle. We have that big ball of corpses again. It's annoying to fight because it can fire a soul arrow at you. You can attack it straight on, but you have to be careful because it starts flailing. And it can flail for a very long time. So you have to get some distance away from it to stop. It's annoying to fight. It also moves towards you. It's very subtle. You can't really tell at first that it's moving until you realize that it's actually gaining ground on you. Just checking the tendency. You have black or white tendency for every level as well as your character itself. It is a little confusing down here, but it's not a super large area. A mind flayer again. Oh god, no, not the toddler run. Oh, that bug is gonna fall off. I'm not gonna get it in time. I have to be careful here because I can see 3 gargoyles total. Another elevator. Okay, this just goes in circle. Alright, now we're disrupting another one of those seance things. I've probably unblocked the way to the boss by now. Okay, I think this loops back to the beginning of the level. I'm just gonna stab you in the butt. Stab you in the butt, stab you in the butt. Alright, so since I'm close to the beginning of the level again, I might as well return to the Nexus. Maybe raise a soul level or two. Upgrade the Flameberg. 14 dexterity, so now we can use that weapon. Now I'm going back to Stonefang to buy some shardstone shards. Okay, plus 4. I would need some large sharpstone shards to upgrade further. It sucks that I haven't unlocked the second level of Stonefang, where I could get better ores. I'm limited to how much I can actually upgrade my weapons. Alright, heading back now. There is one section in this level I haven't been to. Okay, so now the Flameberg does decent damage. It's also a heavy weapon which staggers the enemies easily. We can also access this area near the heart now. Some more goodies. A nippy rapier and a gold mask. If I ever do another challenge run of Demon Souls, I'll probably consider being a female character. They get to use some interesting equipment. Now I'm back to that fork in the road. I went down to the swamp last time. Now I'll continue on this structure. Here there is a trapped NPC. This is Yurt, the Silent Chief. I'm about to give away a major spoiler here, so if any of you don't want a major plot point spoiled, I advise you to skip to the next time code. This is actually a very dangerous NPC. Right off the bat he gives you chills. The weird armor, the creepy voice. If you rescue him, he goes chill to the Nexus, like many other NPCs. But as you play the game, you start to realize that other NPCs in the Nexus start dying. I think every time you clear a level, a new NPC gets killed. If you catch on too late, you could have almost everybody dead in the Nexus, which is a big blow to you, the player. You may not be able to buy spells or items anymore. The Nexus is supposed to be your safe zone, a place where you can gather your thoughts and try to improve your character. But if you're not familiar with this character Yurt, he can severely screw up your game. So here is what most players familiar with this game do. You can kill him here, and you can just push him off. He dies, only 700 souls. But then you can save your game, quit, reload, and you can actually obtain his equipment. His equipment is of similar weight and defense to defluted equipment, but it has better protection against ailments like poison and plague. Not to mention that it looks pretty cool. So this is a major game spoiler. Now that we've dropped the big heart, I don't remember if there are any new accessible locations in the swamp. Ah shit, I'm not gonna be able to get that little lizard again. If you can kill them, they drop very useful ores, sometimes more advanced ones that you need. Oh wow, a gargoyle crossbow. I don't think I've ever seen this item before. Again, there's a key you can get here somewhere, but I don't remember where it is or how to get it. When I'm playing these games, I'm usually proceeding with my own memory. I don't look up game spoilers before, and there are things that I forget sometimes.
Are you procrastinating? Get to the boss already.
You're right, I am procrastinating, because I do know what's coming up. One final visit to the Nexus before we head to the boss. Now we get to one of the biggest crimes against humanity. An effing mind flayer on these circular stairs. Why the hell would you stick an enemy like this in a narrow circular staircase that's heading in the middle of friggin' space? This game doesn't give a shit about you and your feelings. I didn't have too much trouble here. But this is the last enemy in your way when you head to the boss, and the boss of this level is a real shit burger. Most likely you're gonna die at the boss a few times, and you have to start at the beginning of the level. You get more frustrated and stressed, then that damn mind flayer starts kicking your ass. So I get to probably one of the worst bosses in this game, the Man-Eater. It's a gargoyle type of boss. If you've played the Dark Souls series and Elden Ring, you might have seen bosses similar to this one, but this type of boss originated here. You fight him on somewhat of a bridge. This boss has charge attacks that bounce you around, a sound wave attack that can push you, a pounding attack, and of course it can fly away whenever he feels like it. If possible, you want to try to cut off its tail, otherwise it can use a poison attack. You're probably thinking, well okay, this doesn't sound too bad. But trust me, it gets a lot worse. Guess what the worst part of this battle is? That's right, a second one joins in the fight. After a couple of minutes or so, a second man-eater joins in, and this is where you're up shit's creek. When the battle begins, you want to inflict as much damage as possible to the first man-eater, but as you can see here, he still has a lot of health left. And now I'm stuck in a major storm of bullshit. It's difficult to fight these two at once. You can go in the middle of the bridge and use the fire pit in the middle to protect yourself from some of their attacks, but it's not a guaranteed safety zone. I'm a bit disappointed in my Flameberg. I thought it would cause a bit more damage than that. A lot of their attacks can bounce you around and you might oftentimes be thrown off the structure to your death. They combo you, I'm being bounced around like a friggin' ping pong ball. This fight just sucks. So I lost my body form, I'm back in soul form. Now I'm back to the friggin' mind flare. Alright, here we try again. I'm back to my longsword. It probably causes a bit less damage, but it's faster than the Flameberg. Oh wow, 3 free hits, that was cool. Now the second one's coming in again. Oh god, I'm nervous. It's basically a gang rape. And I'm dead again. Ah damn this fight.
Uh-oh, he's getting close to the rage quit button.
This is one of those fights that, when I get here, I never know how much damage my weapon will do to the man-eaters. Sometimes I'm surprised that I'm doing a lot of damage and I get the bosses on my first try, but other times, like now, my damage output is very small. I just want to get past them. Ah frig, what a cheap shot. I can't get over that they put this type of enemy on this structure before this shitty boss fight. I'm trying Turpentine, see if I can do more damage. Okay, so it's still not a ton of damage. I like that he staggers more now though. I have trouble reading these guys. Usually you hit them once and they counterattack right away. But sometimes he just stops for a minute. I never know what to expect. Oh jeez, I'm not very hopeful on this turn either. Ah, damn it, damn it, damn it. I really don't want to quit this challenge. Alright, I guess I'll stop it here for today. Disappointing, I wasn't able to complete a level. But I'm gonna try this again in the next episode. I might try to raise a couple of soul levels and beef myself up a bit, off camera. I don't feel ready for this fight. This level and the second level in the Valley of Defilement are usually the two last levels I tackle in this game. Because I hate this boss so much and I hate the friggin' swamp in the Valley of Defilement. So I'm facing the man-eaters a little prematurely. Well, prematurely for me. I'm sure some other players would do better. But I'm gonna try this again in the next episode, so keep gaming everyone.